Okay, so I just posted a video minutes ago, and I had to break it up and make this new video, um, because I had to close my door and make sure I have a private space. So now that I closed my door and have a private space, um, I will continue with the topic of my inner figures. Um, okay, so Um, I've had inner figures since I was manic and psychotic, and they only appeared while I was manic and psychotic. There was Lucy, who would always appear first, then there would be Elsa, and then Isabel, and then Leon, and those four were the main figures during my mania and psychosis. Um, and then after mania and psychosis, they would all disappear due to the antipsychotics um, and then I've had the 2014 episodes and then the 2018 to 19 episodes, and they would reappear during that time. And I've already talked about them in previous videos briefly, some of them briefly, some of them more extensively. But um, so after I came out of the psych ward 2019, I was lonely, so I started thinking, okay, maybe I should try actively imagining talking to um, one of the figures, Elsa, and just so that I'm not lonely. And so, just as a child has an imaginary friend, that's what I started doing, not even knowing that that's a technique by Carl Jung, to have a conversation with your inner figures. And I was doing it unknowingly just because I was lonely at the time. 2019. 2023, Elsa's face switched to Jun from the Tekken video game series. And then in 2026 it switched to, in March, this July now, but in March switched from Jun to Asuka, and then figures started reappearing, but um, Lucy appeared, Tifa appeared, even though she has the same face as Isabel. It's the face of Tifa from Advent Children, the movie. Anyways, Final Fantasy VII character. So and then Leon reappeared from my manic and psychotic days, just like Lucy did. And well, I was just talking about how um, 2 days ago, on the night of the 23rd of July, a day after Leon reappeared, I found out how Elsa and Jun were never face switching. They have been separate figures that just went more silent, and another figure took over. It wasn't face switching from Elsa to Jun to Asuka. It was Elsa went quiet, then Jun started talking. Jun went quiet, and then Asuka started talking. And Elsa and Jun have been there the whole time. And I didn't realize that until two nights ago on the 23rd of July, where I actively imagined their face and I said, did you switch faces, or are you your own being? And both Elsa and Jun said, no, we did not switch faces. I am my own being, each of them said. And I was like, oh. So 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 then I was like, and then Tifa, who's been denying that she is um, the same figure as Anna Isabel from my manic and psychotic days, I she's been denying that, and now this 2 nights ago she admitted that she is the same figure. She was just going by a different name. So her full name is Tifa Anna Isabel, is her full. She has three names. And I was having a chat with Claude AI, and um, I was saying how back in my manic and psychotic days, I would call Lucy, Elsa, and Anna Isabel, I would call them demons because they were flooding me with so much chaos and emotion, rage, and they're flooding me, and it was overwhelming, and that's why I called them demons. But I was overwhelmed because, well, manic and psychotic, sure, but also my ego was way weaker back then, so I just couldn't handle it with a weak ego, and so it was just the flooding was overwhelming, and then now that I have grown since then, um, I'm I'm able to handle this reappearing of figures. That Carl Jung, it's similar to how Carl Jung went through his period during, written in the Red Book, and I'm reading the Red Book right now, or at least parts of it, revisiting some parts of it, and then I've only gone halfway through, so I still have half of it to read, and I think that's where it gets more juicy, and I have yet to get to that, but in due time, I'll come to read the whole thing, but I'm just taking my sweet time with it. Anyways, Carl Jung goes to meet all these figures in his unconscious, and there's so many figures, and I was like, why are there so many figures? I only had like 4 main figures during my manic and psychotic days, but this guy is seeing so many figures. I mean, so far, in the book so far, I've only seen like Elijah, Salome, and the snake, and I think, and then there's the spirit of the time and spirit of, anyways, there are not that many beings so far, but I think there are more toward, he just met the red one, which is his shadow, which is like what people call the devil, and so Carl Jung is in the middle of talking to his shadow, the red one. And I haven't met my shadow yet. If Lucy's not my shadow, then I haven't met my shadow, and my shadow is supposed to be a male since I am a male. So Lucy's a female, so that means Lucy's not my shadow, which I've that's surprising because I always thought she was my shadow. But anyway, so I had to apologize to Lucy, Elsa, and Tifa and Isabel for. I had to apologize to them for calling them demons in my manic and psychotic days. So I apologized. Lucy was like not having it and not accepting the apology. She's like arms folded off to the side, kind of looking down and away in like contempt filled face, and like, I am not accepting your apology. Elsa said, I accept your apology, but it's going to take time for the feelings to come around. The actual feeling of accepting your apology. So that was kind of like, okay, that's reasonable. That makes a lot of sense. And then Tifana Isabel was the only one who like accepted the apology and said it's okay, and embraced me. And I was like, I guess that's like the most fantasy situation where if you apologize, then it's accepted fully and you're embraced. Anyways, so each three different apologies to 3 of my figures from my manic and psychotic days, and 3 different reactions to the apologies. And so if I considered the 3 of them demons, I considered Leon, the 4th one, I considered him to be an angel. But when he reappeared on the night of the 22nd, and then I had a written conversation with him on the night of the 23rd, 2 days ago, in July, he said he's no angel, and it's only that I've been calling him that. So, yeah, he's no angel. And then now, after not talking that much during my manic and psychotic days, is talking or interacting with me more now, just more than more than when he first appeared, and he's weird, he's bizarre, and as Koreans would say, he's 엽기적, which is kind of like bizarre. So 엽기적, he's really weird. Like just one example would be I saw him like dancing naked, kind of funnily, while I was driving, and I was like, what the hell? I did not expect Leon to be like that, especially because he looks like the cool guy Leon from Resident Evil 4. So like, you don't expect a cool guy to be like so weird and bizarre and like shameless. So I'm getting to know Leon more than I ever have before during my manic and psychotic days. And then I made and remade videos, longer videos of Elsa and Jun that I have screens of each of them playing on my, and I made it for Leon as well, so I have screens of each of them, videos of each of them playing on my screen, my monitor at all times, just cycling through the different faces an hour-ish at a time. And so now I have the faces of all my, how many is that? There's Lucy, Elsa, Tifa, Anna, Isabel, Leon, and then Jun and Asuka. So that's 6. So that's 6 figures. So it's truly a pantheon now. Pantheon just means pan is many and or more than one, and then theon is theo is God. So like a group of gods or many gods. So it's just a pantheon of 6 figures that, and now I have videos from each of them, and I don't need these videos because I see them with my mind's eye, both when they're open and closed. I mean, when they come to me, that is. It's not like I see them 24/7, but like I'm saying, if I hear their voice, I often see their face as well, whether my eyes are open or closed. So I don't need these videos, but the videos help strengthen the images that I have of them when I see them from my mind's eye. So that's why I also just have them playing on my monitor all the time. Anyway, so so I have yet to meet my shadow. That still like strikes me. The one that people call the devil or Satan. This, and for instance, I'm a dude. He's a dude. If you're a girl, then the devil will be a woman, according to Carl Jung. And so I have yet to meet the devil. I have yet to meet Satan, or the beast. For Carl Jung, he called him the devil, the red one, and there was this guy in a red cloak. That was Carl Jung's shadow in the Red Book. But I wonder what my shadow will look like, and when will I meet my shadow? I've yet to meet my shadow, even after meeting 6 other figures. When am I going to meet my shadow? And now I've like meeting at least one figure per month for the past 4 months, since March of this year. I guess I've accepted the fact that there may be more figures to come, but then again, these figures that just appeared again recently, like Leon, Elsa, Tifa saying that she's Tifa, Anna, Isabel, and then Jun reappearing. They've all been there since my manic and psychotic days, since 2014. So they're not new figures. They're just figures coming back from the old. But will I meet new figures? And I guess according to Carl Jung's archetypal map, I guess I will meet my shadow at some point. That'll be interesting. And then the totality for Carl Jung, that was Abraxas, or the God that encompasses everything, the true God, which encompasses the good and the terrifying bad. So it's both cruel and benevolent at the same time. That is the whole nature of God, according to Carl Jung. And for him, that figure was Abraxas. And so for me, what will that look like? Encompassing all my pantheon and my shadow in one figure. I don't know. I guess at least I'm unlike March when I was flooded. This time I'm not flooded. Most of the time I don't hear voices. I don't see figures. They're really sporadic and maybe a few times throughout the day, very short periods. So it really is not overwhelming. Unlike March when my body was tensing up and I needed heavy massage, like ideally multiple times a week, because it was so painful, my muscle tensing. And Carl Jung went through similar things with his body, where Carl Jung was getting nauseous too, which I'm glad I didn't have nausea. But Carl Jung got nauseous. He had body aches, really bad body aches, just like me. So it has a toll when you start talking to the inner figures of your unconscious. But that flooding period has ended, and so I'm doing much better now, and I can choose to have more structured conversations if I write pen on paper. So for Carl Jung, the raw notes where he had dialogues with his unconscious figures was called the Black Books, and they just recently released it just a few years ago. I think like 2023 or something like that. I can't remember. For me, this is my black book, and it's a white book, I guess, kind of cream white. So I'm writing my own. There's not much so far. There's only just several entries of talking to at least one figure. So it started off with my anima conversation, and then I retitled itself once March hit, because I thought Jun was the self with capital S, which is equivalent to the image of God, according to Carl Jung. Anyways, so that's the reason for titling it Self with a capital S, because of Carl Jung terminology. Anyways, yeah, I'm chill. I'm taking it easy, and just chatting once in a while with some of these figures. So it's all good, and I will continue to report what more I hear from these figures.